Yo, how's that? Let's watch this candle close. We got 30 seconds. Counting down. Like I said, new setup. I'm still figuring everything out. Thanks for the heads up. Where's my bookmarks? Let's see what happens. Are we going up? Are we going to continue to go up? I think we might. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. What? Why is it different? X is different on my... oh, there it is. Where is that picture? Let's see what happens. It's about to happen. What's about to happen? Oh my god, as the song ends. We're going up. We gotta keep going up. That thing was just going straight up. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Put it in the chat. What do you think? Oh, that's anticlimactic. Yo! Of course it went up. Look at that fat candle. I'm looking for something real quick here. Oh, come on. Oh no, I think I just sent that to you. That's right. Yeah, Mr. Butters, if you saw that message, I was gonna pull that message up that I sent you, that picture. I've been finding some funny stuff on X. The president hugging the candle. Anyway, look at that beauty. Look at that beauty. Let's put a little thing on there. %. Not too bad for a couple hours. Watch this. Let me work some magic here. Yo, look at that. Looks a little better, don't it? That's great. Look at that. I've recently started looking at the 4-hour candles as well, just because it's a little bit fun. You see. Oh, I see. Well, that's because it wants to go through... Let me switch. There we go. We'll switch to something a little calmer. All right. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of HODL Harmony, where the beat of the blockchain meets the rhythm of riches. Are you ready to ride the crypto wave with me? I'm Tom Durante, the maestro. You see? And I'm trying out a new microphone, as you probably guessed. It's great. I just did a 40-minute stream on my music channel, and it's just great not having the microphone right in front of me. I can see the piano. It's pretty great, I have to say. Let's get back over to that chart while I'm talking, because you don't want to see me. You want to see your money going up. Look at that. If you were smart enough to invest in Bitcoin. But you know, it's not investment advice, it's just telling you what I did with my money and what you might want to do with yours. But of course, it's entirely up to you as the choice of of toilet paper that you use. Look at that. Oh, that's so silly. All right. I am Tom Durante, the maestro. A crypto I'm going to see how far I can get before I pull up my thing here. Crypto enthusiast who got into this wild world back in 2020 with a GPU mining rig. And I think that's about all I got. I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Cardano. Let's check in on Cardano while we're at it. Oh, there it is. Steadily going up. But I also love chasing profits with other coins. With my music background and my background music, I can't resist. I bring a unique vibe to breaking down the crypto economy. Think of it as a soundtrack to your hodling journey. I like the sound of that. Life should have a soundtrack. My dad said that to some guy who was playing music for us as we walked through the streets in Jamaica. Here on HODL Harmony, expect weekly videos, or daily videos, or whenever the heck I feel like it videos. With market updates, simple technical analysis to read those charts. That chart right there, what's over here in my view. Wallet guides to keep your coins safe. Right? My music background and my background music. I just can't resist. It's perfect. It's not in the script. I ad-libbed it. Wallet guides to keep your coins safe. Let me know, Mr. Butters, did you get your Sparrow wallet set up? and practical crypto tips. Whether you're new or a seasoned hodler, I'm here to learn and to grow with you. I may be a few years ahead of you on your journey, but I'm no expert, just passionate. And very passionate I am, especially on days like today. So as always, do your own research. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, that subscribe button. And while you're there, turn on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I go live, whenever the price of Bitcoin is going up, which it's going to be doing a lot this month. So stay tuned. Let's find... Oh no. What? No. Yeah. Let's find the harmony in hodling together. What do you say? What do you say? I say, let's do it. Am I watching this? I think I am. You gotta watch your own stream. I mean, who are you if you're not watching your own stream? Who really is? Anyway, so I've got some events for today. Let's see what we got here. I had an interesting thought that if I remember, we'll talk about it. Okay, the Bitcoin Roundup. So I asked Grok to compile 10 daily things that were happening today in crypto. So here's the fresh roundup of 10 crypto news stories for your HODL Harmony live stream on Tuesday, May 6th, 2025. Focusing on today's developments and avoiding yesterday's stories, because that's yesterday's news, based on the latest available information. eToro's $4 billion initial public offering filing. Social trading platform eToro filed for a US IPO, initial public offering, targeting a $4 billion valuation and aiming to raise $500 million in dirty fiat money. Crypto trading, which accounted for 38% of its 2024 commissions, is a key driver, signaling mainstream crypto adoption. Here we are. Number 2. This is kind of a big deal. We talked about this Saturday, I think? I don't remember. Friday, Saturday, may have been Friday. I don't remember if I went online Saturday on this channel. Bitcoin Core's OP return limit was scrapped. Bitcoin Core developers plan to remove the OP return limit, enhancing data efficiency on the blockchain. This is a little biased. This could spark debates, in fact it has, over network usage, but boosts Bitcoin's utility. Now that was a very nice way of saying they're allowing people to spam the blockchain. Okay, you can put whatever you want on Bitcoin blockchain. We don't care over at Bitcoin Core. So it was just serendipity that my node decided to crash and completely wiped everything that I had and made me start over because I was facing that decision. The decision was, do I continue running version 28 of the Bitcoin Core software and not implement this OP return file limit, increase, or do I switch over to Bitcoin Nuts? And currently, I'm looking at my node on another computer over there, and it is installing the Bitcoin blockchain. It's downloading all the previous transactions. It was on 300,000. I think we're about maybe 2 to 3% of the way done, and it's been going for a couple hours now, but it is working. It started the process already once, and then it quit on me, and so now it's just continuing. So hopefully we get it within the next couple of days. I'll update you when my node is fully online, because I would like to get back into my lottery mining because I'm getting another package in the mail. I just got notified I have a tracking number for my NerdAx Q Plus, I think it's called. It will get, I want to say 2 terahash. It's twice the strength of the one that I just got. So it's either 2, maybe 2 or 4, I'm not sure. 2 times or 4 times the strength. I don't know. But anyway, Bitcoin Core is going ahead with their plan and ignoring any kind of pushback, any kind of discourse, any kind of anything. And that's kind of sad. Anyway, let's move on. Like I said, it'll be a blip. The market, the thing about the free market is it will respond and it will do what it will do. Let's go back over to the Bitcoin chart. Or maybe, yeah, we'll leave it up. All right. The SEC's Tokenization Roundtable. The SEC, Security and Exchange Commission in the United States, announced a tokenization roundtable for today, exploring how blockchain can digitize assets. This could shape future regulations for tokenized securities and real-world assets. That's pretty big too. So when we have stocks that are tokenized, right? So you can have a share of a stock be a token. And so you could hold, just for any random stock, but I'm going to just say GameStop or whatever, right? Or Nvidia or Tesla or whatever. It could be a token. And instead of saying, oh, please, Fidelity, can I please transfer my stock to somewhere else? And they say, yeah, no way. You can just say, I have the keys to this. It is a token. I can transfer it as I please. So that's interesting. And so real world assets like your home, there's already projects that you can tokenize part of your home and get some, like if you have a second home or whatever that you rent out, you can tokenize that and have people invest in it in a fractional way, which is pretty cool. Crypto Crow talked about that. I'll have to link to that video. I know, look at that number. We are inching, just like Bitcoin is inching ever so close to 100K again, we as a community are inching ever so close to 2,000 subscribers. And something new today, which I'll get to, let me finish these little stories here, and I'll try and comment a little bit less on them if needed. But we have some interesting updates in our community here. Huobi, H-U-O-B-I, Huobi, HTX lists the president's USD1 stablecoin. Huobi HTX launched trading pairs for USD1, the president's family stablecoin, amid controversy over its ties to political influence. This follows its debut at a Dubai conference. All right, like I said yesterday, I don't think the person or people who are advising the president on crypto have the crypto community's interests at heart, because they are doing the scammiest things one right after the next. Right before he was inaugurated, the whole coin release that came out, that was a horrible idea. So good job to you, whoever's advising him. Please go find another line of work. Coinbase pauses Ethereum transactions. This is also kind of a big deal. Coinbase announced a temporary suspension of Ethereum transactions today for network maintenance. Guess which chains don't have network maintenance? I'll give you two guesses. Need I say more? Yeah, but honestly, Mr. Butters, I don't think it's him. I think it's whoever's telling him what to do or suggesting to him what he should do. And, you know, he's a businessman, so he finds people he trusts. And personally, I think he just found the wrong person and he's trusted him too much, because I don't think this is a great idea for the space. So anyway, so yeah, Bitcoin and Cardano's chains are not down for maintenance, so that's fun. That was one reason I got off of Robinhood, because when they stopped trading of certain assets, like I think it was during the whole GameStop thing, I was like, okay, no, that's not how crypto works. You don't just pause a network. Solana goes down all the time. Cardano has never been down. Bitcoin, I think, has been down once or twice, but not in a long time. And not if I'm running the node or mining it. Anyway, let's keep going here. So Ethereum transactions were paused today for network maintenance, causing a stir amongst traders, as it would if you were trying to move your money and they told you you couldn't. No clear timeline for resumption was provided. That's even more alarming. That's fun. The GOP pushes the Genius Act forward. I have not heard of this, so we'll have to look that up. Despite Democratic pushback, House GOP advanced the stablecoin-focused Genius Act to the Senate floor. aiming to streamline crypto regulation, but raising concerns about the president's family profiteering. Who knows? They may be valid, right? So I know what I said, but I support certain people, but I don't think they can do no wrong. That's for sure. Sky Ecosystem's $1 billion tokenized treasuries bet. Sky Ecosystem invested $1 billion in dirty fiat in tokenized US treasuries, signaling a growing trend of blending traditional finance with DeFi, decentralized finance. This could attract institutional capital to crypto. Virtual's AI Genesis launchpad soars. The Virtual AI Genesis, Virtual's is I guess the company name, Virtual's AI Genesis launchpad hit records highs in volume and users, driven by new token offerings. This highlights the booming interest in AI crypto crossover projects. That's something I'd like to get a little bit more into. I was able to use Ollama and host my own AI language model, right? You download the model has already been trained, but you download it and host it yourself. So it's not connected to the internet, it's just your own personal AI, which is pretty cool. I hosted it on a computer, and if I went to the IP address, it was a little bit convoluted how to hook it up, but basically you run a Docker and blah, 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 and you set up hosting on your own network. You can't access it outside of your own network, but if I were at my own home on any device and I go to that, I could have it on my phone, on my laptop. If I went to that IP address that it was hosted on, I could have a chat bot, just like ChatGPT or Grok, but way less powerful, but it was my own, and my data stayed there, and it didn't go off and be the product of some big corporation. So definitely want to get more into the AI crypto commingling space. That'd be pretty interesting. Crypto market volatility spikes. Posts on X report high market volatility today, with Bitcoin ETF outflows of 57.8 million and an ETH whale buying 3.1 million after a 6-month hiatus, hinting at big moves ahead. And here they are. Look at that. Wherever it is. I think it's over there. I'm looking at it over here. New U.S. crypto bill draft released. A draft of a comprehensive crypto market structure bill was released by House GOP, aiming to clarify regulations for exchanges and custody. Details are sparse, but it's a step toward a crypto-friendly U.S. That's very exciting. So, some questions for you. Is eToro's IPO a sign crypto is going fully mainstream, or just another exchange cashing in? What do you think? Leave it in the chat. And will scrapping Bitcoin's OP return limit make it more versatile, or will it clog the network? Let me know. What's the SEC's tokenization roundtable cooking up? Bullish or bearish for crypto? And the USD1 stablecoin, legit innovation or a president-branded money grab? And how should hodlers navigate today's volatility and whale moves? Let me know what you think down below. Let's take a look at what's on X. Let me change up the music a little bit. Let's go with this one. All right, so we already checked in with the market, and we'll check back in, but that looks like a very healthy candle moving upwards. And you can see here what's really, I was drawing a line the other day, 2 days ago, last week, whatever it was, and I was drawing a line with these yellow waves, but really what it looks like is happening here is this blue, the light blue and the dark blue wave. So you can see that coming up. I think those are volume. Where's my volume? There's, oh boy, is there some volume. Look at that. You can't even see the candles now. Wow. Okay, well, that's what's happening. I can't even make that smaller, can I? That's incredible. That's what you call volume there. And so that's indicative of these blue, you see the inflow started here and it started picking up, and then it came here, it dropped a little bit, came back up, but this yellow wave is quite small. I mean, if I make it bigger, it looks pretty big, but yeah, I guess. And this is just a flat line, so I think the next time this pops off, we're really gonna pop. So yeah, let's get that. Can I make that smaller? I don't know. I'll just close it for now because it's in the way. But yeah, that's a big momentum wave. So this might continue for a little bit. And where are we at? This is midnight here, so we got, a couple hours, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so 4 more hours until midnight. And if this continues, and then the Asian markets continue, pattern reversal on Wednesday. That's what Crypto Crow always says. And so where are we at here? So this was Monday. It was kind of stagnant, and then boom, popping off. And there was our support. So we dropped below that little support that I drew, and here we are. And look, we're finding a big support area here. If I were to draw a line here, we had a higher low, and then a lower low, but it's not a huge deal because boom, we tested the support, and then boom, off to the races. So that's pretty exciting. We'll watch that. And like I said, so the price right now is $96,990. Let's go 100K again. And then here we are with ADA at 67 cents, 67.9. And then some of the buys are coming in at 68 cents. So we're pushing up. And the same thing with that momentum wave. Look at this. So we got a lot of volume down here. Let's see. I can't see volume here. Anyway, but these are momentum waves, and this one is coming up, up, up. So Cardano might just pop off. Maybe back up here. Let's set a little, can I set this? Set an alert for, let's call it 73 cents. All right, there's my line. So I will get a message on my phone when that happens. So we break, oh wow, I just kind of drew that, and look, it went right where I wanted it. That's cool. So breaking the most recent high right there. So next time it does that, I'll get a little notification, and maybe I'll send you, I hope you've been watching my YouTube stuff. I've been putting out posts, I've been putting out shorts. I'm trying to put out content because I need to get my watch hours way up. Let's take a look. And what's weird to me is that the dollar index is also going up, because I just said yesterday that that's a contrarian chart. So I don't know what's going on, but I think it's just important for us to at least just look at it, acknowledge it, and move on. So here we go. Let's just look at our solo luck. So right now I've got 4 miners, 180 plus 7, so let's call it 190 terahash. So every day, I'm not solo mining, that's right. So that's irrelevant because my node is not on. All right, and your reminder about Uphold, if you haven't started using that, it's a great place. And I believe I've got my stuff in the description if you want to get, I think you get $20 and I get $20. So we both go away happy. All right, I think I closed that one. Okay, so look at this, coin market cap. Just look at the line chart as opposed to this chart. They're pretty similar, but you got a lot more detail in those candles. All right, now with the price increase, I wonder if my miners are more profitable today. Look at this, it's coming up. They're less unprofitable, right? That's good. All right, are we making sense? Oh, I need to close this because I don't even have that anymore. It don't work. Something that I wanted to look into in the future. I found an ASIC repair course, and you do like a couple little classes, and then you do a couple of things where like you put in like 40 hours of work practicing and things like that, and then you get certified to repair ASICs. And I may just start up a business repairing ASIC miners, because that's a huge deal to be able to do that, and especially because I got one little one sitting over there that needs to be fixed, and I tried, and I should have been able to fix it because I unsoldered something and resoldered something else. All right, so I wanted to show you a couple things here. So pretty much what I'm going to do, if I come on daily or however frequently I come on, I'm going to do the daily crypto event, right? So I think I could probably do, hello Nefestos. Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? ASIC miner repair, right? That's a huge industry that's not very well tapped. So I'm gonna go for that probably over the summer as the market starts popping off and I have a little bit of cash to work with. I'm gonna throw that into that, because one thing you should do is you should invest in skills. Don't invest in things like little trinkets, like these little cars that I have. Like, don't spend your money on silly little things. Of course you can, if if you want to do that sort of thing and you have disposable income, that's fine. But if you can't afford little silly things, don't buy them. Right? I have a friend who just can't handle money and just buys things, right? And it makes me look better than I am, because I'm pretty bad. Amazon is pretty bad. But anyway, all right, with your stocks talking here. So you should invest in skills that will help you make money and be more financially independent. So I wanted to show you this. This was pretty cool. So Tom's Bitcoin, and I'm Tom, so this is kind of fun. Oh, he's German. So Tom's Bitcoin wallpaper. And I downloaded a couple of these. These are pretty cool. So if you want to go here, basically you click on this, it shows you this. On my phone, when I clicked on, I went here, and then on my phone it said render in 4K or load in 4K or something like that. And so I loaded it in 4K and then I downloaded it. So I have a couple of these. I might be putting them on my phones. I thought they're really cool. Let's take a look at some of his designs. He's got some really cool designs. I have to say, I'm picking up some followers on X, which is pretty fun. These are really cool. I don't know if he makes these himself or if these are like, AI generated or whatnot. I can't imagine that they are. He's got to be a graphic designer or something. Look at these. These are cool. Remember, Nefestos, this is a Bitcoin crypto channel. So, that's where we're at. And we're trying to, you want to diversify, yes. But we are wholeheartedly in this world of Bitcoin. Look at that beautiful background. That's so cool. But this, to me, I remember I used to teach elementary school before I started teaching high school. Aha, Mr. Nakamoto. And so I'm wild and I like to push the boundaries a little bit. So when I was teaching elementary school, one of the teachers asked me, can you help them learn their money, right? Dollars, quarters, nickels, dimes, all of this, right? And so I love coins. My dad taught me to collect coins from when I was very young. And so I was like, yes, absolutely. And so I brought in my dollar coins, my $50 coins, which a lot of people don't even know they have, quarters, and of course I like silver, so these are all silver coins. I typically, and this is about the size of a dollar coin, one of these, and so typically I have a silver dollar from 100 years ago that I carry around. I've done it for the last 5 years or so. I buy a silver dollar. It's my lucky dollar. I carry it around all year, and then the next year I buy another one. And so I started, I think it was in 2020 or maybe 2019, and so I bought a 1919 dollar and then a 1920 dollar, and so I'm up to a 1925 dollar. 1924 was pretty cool. It was like purple and all that matched my stuff. But anyway, so when I was teaching the little kiddos about money, I said, what kind of dollar signs do you know? And we drew the dollar sign on the board, and I drew the pound sign, and I drew the yen sign, and then I drew the Bitcoin sign. Starting them young. That's all right. I gotta expose them to that, because who else is gonna do it? Money is a tool, not the goal. The goal is freedom, Nefestos. Bitcoin is that freedom. Remember that. Study Bitcoin. Now here's some really exciting stuff. Your VOO is not freedom. Your VOO is controlled. So here's something really cool. We talked about this the other day. Something really exciting is happening. Wallets that are old are starting to sell some Bitcoin. First time they've moved in 12 years. So 3,422 Bitcoin worth 46,000 when they were purchased. That's crazy. 46,000. Imagine having the faith in, what was it, 2013 or something like that? Having the faith to drop $46,000 into this Bitcoin thing, like 3 years after it was 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I'm pretty good at estimating there. 3 years after its inception, you're saying, I'm going to drop $40,000 into this thing. And now it's worth $324 million. You, sir, are winning. Or madam. They made a 7,000x return, right? 7,000 times their money, simply holding on to Bitcoin for 11, 12 years. Look at that. One Bitcoin. Oh my God. Oh man, what I wouldn't give just for one. All right, this is pretty interesting. This is what's happening on Capitol Hill. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent claims having a central bank digital currency, or a CBDC, is a sign of weakness. And I know China wants to have a CBDC. So let me check that out. This is basically, you know, if you have pain in your head, that's a headache. If you have pain in your stomach, that's a stomach ache. If your body hurts all over, that's not having anyone to talk to about crypto. Maybe that's why I hurt. So basically, this is how other people see us. Nefestos, this is what he sees when he looks at me in class. Bitcoin, Satoshi, Michael Saylor, Bitcoin, all the dots are coming together, man. We're not crazy. I swear we're not crazy. Okay, here's another exciting thing. 2 long dormant Silk Road linked wallets. You used to, as in before watching this channel? That's very exciting. So Silk Road was that early exchange. Oops. That early exchange. Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad I could be there for you. And it is kind of like a one-on-one. Occasionally other people join us. We got 17 views on this video so far. That's pretty exciting. Let's see. So Silk Road wallets from 2013 moved 3,421 Bitcoin. Is that the same amount? I think that's a little bit less than the other amount. 3,422. Okay, so they must be talking about the same thing. I don't know. Anyway, that's pretty crazy. And then here, the hash rate. Let's see. I'm going to change this. Let's look at the Bitcoin hash rate. Come on now. Oh, come on. How do I do that? I'm pretty sure I have that on my thing. Let's see. Bitcoin, what is this? US dollar? Nope. What's this? Yes, network hash rate. Where are we? Where are we? Oh my gosh, where are we? What the heck? I have no idea what we're looking at here. Zoom out, zoom out. I have no idea what this chart is. Anyway, never mind. What is that? Million, billion? Billion? I gotta keep zooming out here or what? Million? Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Million? Come on, now there it is. Look at that hash rate. Okay, so the hash rate is popping off. This looks pretty consistent. Let's go for a week. Is that gonna screw me up? There you go. So it's going up. So these, okay, I don't know, what is this? Anyway, I'll mess with this chart on my own here, but that's the Bitcoin hash rate. And then over here, where was it? Bitcoin hash rate, break-in is mooning, right? Exahash, 800 exahash. Look at that thing. And what is our time scale here? Oh, this is a yearly, that's why. So look at that. So this, oh man. If I had bought an ASIC miner back then when I started, look at that. Less than 20, I don't know, less than 200 exahash in the whole crypto market, the whole Bitcoin hash rate. And now it's just skyrocketing. And I had an interesting thought. What happens, and I asked Grok about this, I said, what happens when we transition to more abundant power generation and power is cheaper? Right, so let's see what happens. So there's a lot of stuff in here, so maybe I'll just, maybe I'll read the summary down here. So, conclusion. Okay, so if power becomes abundantly available, such as with fusion power or really abundant nuclear energy, something like that. If power becomes free due to a breakthrough like nuclear fusion, Bitcoin mining would see a surge in participation, in hash rate, and in difficulty, shifting costs to hardware and infrastructure rather than power. The network would remain secure. It would increase its security tenfold because so many more people would be mining Bitcoin because it would be so much cheaper to do so. The network would remain secure and miners would adapt to fee-based revenue post-2140. So, I mean, this is 100 years in the future, 120 years in the future, right? So it is gonna happen. And it was just a thought that I had that I've never heard anybody else talk about. So if my question was, what happens to Bitcoin mining when and if power becomes ubiquitous? No more paying for power because of some advancement like nuclear power generation. If power becomes ubiquitous and essentially free due to a breakthrough like advanced nuclear power generation, example, fusion or highly efficient fission, Bitcoin mining would undergo significant changes, but the system is designed to adapt. Below, I'll outline the likely impacts on Bitcoin mining, addressing the scenario where power costs approach zero, and consider how this aligns with your belief in Bitcoin as a long-term holder. This response draws on Bitcoin protocol mechanics, economic incentives, and insight from discussions on platforms like X. So, increase mining competition. There will be a lower barrier to entry. The current price, electricity is currently the dominant cost, 60 to 80% of mining expenses. This would lead to a surge in miners, increasing the network's hash rate. Hash rate explosion. More miners would drive up the difficulty adjustment, which the algorithm recalibrates difficulty every 2016 blocks, or roughly every 2 weeks, to maintain a 10-minute block time. So if all of those miners started coming online, the network, for 2 weeks, it would take 2 weeks to adjust. So 2 weeks would be like the gold rush, and then it would adjust to make it extremely difficult. So difficult where? Centralization risk. While free power democratizes access, mining could still centralize in areas with the best hardware, cooling, or internet infrastructure. Entities with access to cutting-edge ASICs or large-scale facilities might dominate, though less tied to geographic energy hubs, such as hydropower-rich regions. Okay? And then it would shift to the block rewards and fees. You know, the fees would be more dominant because eventually the block reward will go away and will be dependent only on fees. And so because of all of these transactions occurring on the market, free power could increase transaction volume if Bitcoin adoption grows, when it grows. My little editorial. Raising fee revenue. However, if fees remain low due to efficient scaling like the Lightning Network, miners might need massive scale to profit, favoring large operations. And then the stronger security. Higher hash rate from more miners strengthens Bitcoin's security, making 51% attacks, where an attacker controls more than 50% of the hash rate, harder. Free power could lead to unprecedented network resilience. That's very cool. And so the price impact, free power could boost mining profitability initially, attracting more miners and potentially increasing Bitcoin's visibility and adoption. If this drives demand, Bitcoin's price could rise. However, if mining floods the market with newly minted Bitcoin before the $21 million Bitcoin cap is reached, short-term price pressure could occur. Long-term stability. Your belief in Bitcoin stabilizing, I posited that one Satoshi would be worth one fiat dollar, meaning that the price of Bitcoin would be $100 million, which is entirely possible. Your belief in Bitcoin stabilizing, one Satoshi equals $1, relies on adoption and scarcity, not mining costs. Free power wouldn't undermine the 21 million Bitcoin cap, so Bitcoin's value as a scarce asset remains intact. However, achieving such a high valuation, $100 million per Bitcoin, requires global adoption far beyond mining dynamics. So that's interesting. Very interesting. It was just a little thought that I had, and this is why I'm glad that we have these AIs to kind of go back and forth with. All right, look at this. This is beautiful. Okay, candles to light bulbs, horses to automobiles, newspapers to the internet, fiat currency also must evolve. And Bitcoin is the answer for me. What's your answer? I can tell you what's on my mind. What's on your mind? Bitcoin, 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 Bitcoin. That's Nefestos right there. No, thank you. I want to stay poor. Although I don't think he's going to stay poor. He's got some good investments, but he refuses. He refuses to see the way. It's okay. Okay. This is the way, Nefestos. This is the way. The amount of Bitcoin mined in the last 2 weeks, 6,300 Bitcoin were created in the last 2 weeks. And the amount of Bitcoin that was bought by the ETFs, such as BlackRock, was 51,800 Bitcoin. That's supply and demand, my friend. That is very simple economics. You have more buyers than you have supply. So when supply is limited and demand is up, that means the price is going up. And you know what I like? I like how this worked out right here. I didn't plan this. I was just looking for a place to hang this to where my big old head wouldn't be in the way. But you got your HODL right here. You got your rocket ship right here, Starship to be specific. It's blasting off. If you HODL, you blast off. The old way is coming back down to earth. This is all just naturally occurring. This is not anything that I meant to do. And now my camera decided to AI enable and track my face. So hopefully it works out well. I'm gonna scooch over here. Okay, anyway, let's continue over here. Bitcoin, we already looked at this, but I'm going through and I'm bookmarking things that I want to share on stream. Oh my God, I was just thinking of that. Here he is. Did I? Oh my God, get over here. He's all tangled up. Where are you at? I'm trying not to move my head too much so that my camera, there he is. Did I show him on the stream? Hi. It's Optimus. I was like, what's his name? Optimus. Where is he? He's gonna ride the rocket maybe? Should put him on there for now. There you go. Hi. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I've got my 3D printer. I've been cleaning out my garage, so I got my 3D printer getting ready to go. And yeah, I am. Oh, I did. Okay, cool. So I'm getting ready to print some little trinkets here, and I may even start. Once I start, I may not wait. I might start like a little Etsy or something. I have a friend who started making some jewelry, and so I'm thinking about how we can make some things that are like Bitcoin related, crypto related. There's, you know, if you go online to look for Cardano merchandise, there's not a whole lot. So I think, you know, I could be onto something there. So let me know what kind of things you would like to purchase. Things that I could 3D print, say. And maybe we'll do a couple giveaways. You know, I see a lot of YouTubers doing giveaways. So we'll see what we can get into here. This is the beginning of the journey. I still kind of have to look and remind myself and say, I've been doing this for 3 weeks almost, and we're already almost at 2,000 subscribers. And I believe I got my promotions working again. I called up Google Ads, YouTube, whatever this morning, and they were able to, she said she didn't do anything, but now my promotions are working, so I don't know. Based on my little political stuff going on. So this is interesting here. My dad once told me in the car, this is Tim Denning writing, my dad once told me in the car, you're either an investor or an expense tracker. One is wealthy and the other is always poor. Interesting. All right, this is a cool little picture. The fiat age sets and Bitcoin arises. So I'm just kind of going through, saving some pictures that I think, you know, pictures and stories that I think are helpful to share, spread the message. This gives Lord of the Rings vibes, and I'm a huge Tolkien fan. It's Frodo and some elf dude. That's not Sam. Maybe it is Sam. Their ears are just more elf-like than they are hobbit-like. But anyway, they're HODLing even to the fires of Mount Doom. This is beautiful. What self-custody feels like. That's when you get your crypto off of the exchanges. You sleep well at night. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is a story that didn't make it into my Grok summary, but something that I saw here on X. New Hampshire can now invest up to 5% of its total state treasury into Bitcoin. Let's find out how much that is. New Hampshire. What? How much? Huh. Hampshire State Treasury manages, wow, $200 to $800 million in daily liquidity. Let's see. We cut that in the middle and we'll call it 500 million. 500 million times, that's 5%.05. It's $25 million that they're gonna invest into Bitcoin, that they can invest. That's pretty cool. $25 million coming our way. All right. Bitcoin memes wants an honest criticism on their portfolio. 97% Bitcoin, 0 Sol, 0 ETH, 0 XRP, 0 Doge, 0 Sui, 0 President, 1% MicroStrategies, 1% MicroStrategies another thing, and 1% fiat. I think it's too much MicroStrategies. Not enough fiat. Maybe put the 2% into fiat, because I mean, we got bills to pay, and it would be nice to live 100% in a Bitcoin economy, but we're not there yet. It just doesn't exist. So you still gotta hold some fiat, unfortunately, especially for those of us who are still working for fiat. Okay, so in the UK, the Economic Secretary, Emma Reynolds, rules out a national Bitcoin reserve. They're just not ready to become filthy, stinking rich. It's just not appropriate for their market. They like to suppress people who make silly posts online. Okay, here you go. This is you. Fighting against capital control, corruption, economic collapse, bank failure, and inflation. Protecting the next generation. And then here you go. ADA is my long-term play. I liked it. I reposted it, so go and like it on my page too. Biding your time. Oh, this was funny. This was pretty funny. This is what 2021 felt like. If you were not in the market back then, you felt like you were a Rolls Royce. I mean, shoot, I was able to put a down payment on my Tesla. Love it. This is what the altcoin season feels like now. And I literally, that looks like a Russian car. When I lived in Moscow for a little while, I almost bought a car that looked just like that, except it was white. And there was no dog on it though. There were wild dogs all over Moscow. It was wild. Wild dogs were wild. All right, 15 hours ago, it's reported from Bitcoin magazine that BlackRock bought $531 million of dirty fiat in Bitcoin for its ETF yesterday. That's very bullish. Okay, so we saw that yesterday. Yep, we saw those yesterday. All right, I'm gonna leave it on this here. We're gonna put a little exit music on. Oh, excellent, Mr. Butters. You were in that market. That was quite a journey. Quite a journey. I'm gonna make mid-tide my going out music because it's time to go get some dinner. I've been online far too long today, but that's okay. It's worth it to hang out with people like you. So, I hope you've enjoyed this market update. I'm gonna grab the microphone. I'm gonna get it over here. Get on over here, you little Mike. Look at this guy. He's so little. Anyway, I hope it sounds good. I'm trying out this for my other stream because having the microphone on my shirt instead of right in front of my face, feeling like I have to whisper and talk into the microphone, it was just like, it was freeing today. Today was a freeing experience having the microphone and I could see the whole piano. It was amazing. Anyway, I hope you're having a great Tuesday. If this market continues to blow off, I might just come back on tomorrow just for a minute. I'm gonna probably update you on the status of my node and see where we're at tomorrow, because like I said, it took me like 5 or 6 days to download the entire blockchain history on my last go around. But that my internet has been upgraded since then, so I'm hoping to get it done in a couple of days. It takes a lot. It's like 700 or 800 gigabytes, and I think 10 more subscribers. Are we that close? Oh my God, 1990. Oh, almost lost the camera. You almost went wild there, buddy. I don't know how to turn off the AI camera, but anyway, that's really exciting. I think by the time we come on tomorrow, maybe we'll be celebrating 2,000 subscribers. This is so exciting. I hope you're here for the long term. I hope you are happy to hodl, and I hope you are doing great things. So please, this has been a weekday edition of HODL Harmony, where the beat of the blockchain meets the rhythm of riches. And I hope you are riding this crypto wave with me, Tom Durante, the maestro, a crypto enthusiast, and general passionate person about many things, a man of many talents. And I hope you are here for the long term. I hope you're having a great day, and I hope that you will hit that like button, you will hit the subscribe, you will hit the notification bells, you will share this video with your friends. That is very important. And if you do all of those things already, I am eternally grateful. One more thing I forgot. We need to stay posted for an upcoming Discord server community. Are you excited? Check my X. I will post a link to it there. I will probably post something about it on YouTube if I can. If I can post a link on YouTube, I will do that. But I just created a Discord server for HODL Harmony, the HODL Harmonians. Correct? Are you excited? I hope you are, because that's how we can keep in touch. We can share memes, we can share market conditions, we can do all of this, all without me being online, live, in front of you. So please look out for that. Join the community. Be a part of the conversation. Number 1, be nice to yourself. And then you can be nice to other people. Do something nice for yourself, and then you can do something nice for someone else. Remember to stay hydrated. Your body is mostly water. So, drink until you are no longer thirsty. Stay. Yes! Birth of the HODL Harmonians. Keep it real, everybody. Have a great night. Look for those updates and continue. Let's just check in real quick before I sign off. Oh, we got 5 minutes left in the hour. We got another 5 minutes in us, don't we? I think we do. I'm going to put another song on, and we're going to wait another 5 minutes for this. Let's see what we got. Let's go to the cosmos. I don't know if I ever shared the lyrical version of this song. This, you got to look at these lyrics. Dolphins in space, competing against the human race, soaring through stars at an incredible pace, their fins creating waves in zero gravity, while astronauts watch in pure curiosity. So I know I did my whole sign off, but I saw that we're about to get another candle, and I just want to watch it go up. So we got 4 minutes left. So I'm going to read you the lyrics here, and then we're going to listen to this song as we watch the price go up, and as we wait for 10 more people to subscribe to the channel. I'm not going to wait for that to happen because it won't take too long. But anyway, dancing between planets with graceful delight, challenging spaceships in playful flight, breaking all barriers of time and space, proving their worth beyond the human race. Cosmic dolphins leap and play. Through asteroid fields they find their way, teaching humans how to soar in ways we've never seen before, exploring distant nebulae with ease, floating past comets on the stellar breeze, performing tricks in magnetic fields, discovering secrets the cosmos yields. Their clicks and calls through vacuum flow, I don't know how, guiding vessels where to go. Beneath the rings of Saturn bright, they swim in patterns of pure light, communicating with the stars above, sharing messages of peace and love. Their wisdom spans the endless void in space where both species are employed, gliding past moons with expert grace, ambassadors of the aquatic race. Bridging gaps between sea and stars, helping humans venture far. United now in exploration's quest, proving together we're at our best. Let's listen. This is something that I made on my Friday live stream with my Durante's House of Music channel. Let's watch as the price goes. This is perfect timing. It's literally gonna end.
Dolphins in space, competing against the human race, soaring to stars at an incredible pace. They've been creating waves in zero gravity, while astronauts watch in pure curiosity. Dancing between planets with grace beyond their pave. Through red hot fields they come alive, breaking the white earth by day, teaching humans how to soar in ways we've never seen before. Flowing past comets on the stellar breeze, performing tricks in magnetic fields, discovering secrets the cosmos yields. Their clicks and calls through vacuum flow, guiding vessels where to go. Beneath the rings of Saturn bright, they swim in patterns of pure light, communicating with the stars above, sharing messages of peace and love. Their
will be putting
wisdom
these together
spans
and
the
making an
endless
album.
void in space
Look
where
for a
both
link for that in
species are
Spotify
employed.
eventually. Ooh, look at this. When is that? Oh, Friday's gonna pop off. Look at that. Get ready. Are you ready? second.
Together we're at our best.
That was so epic. I don't think anything can follow that except for another green candle. Am I right? Am I right? Here we go. Are you ready? Was that worth it? I think that was worth another 5 minutes. That was pretty cool. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we gotta wait for the candle to... Oh, no, we don't. Boom, there it is. All right. But did you see what I just saw? Get off of there. Did you see what I just saw? Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I love being stupid sometimes. It's funny. But anyway, there's that other candle we were just looking at. I was just looking at. I was looking at it. Were you looking at it? Hopefully you pulled up your own chart. There you go. Oh, and I have it on the chat too. It's over here, isn't it? But it's not the same. I'm glad you are self-sufficient and you can look things up on your own. Because I'm an idiot. And that's okay. I'm a lovable idiot. But what I did just see, look at this. Where did that go? Where did it go? Oh, come on now. That's what I saw. Look at that. That global liquidity is going to be pretty stable for the next day. So Wednesday is going to be kind of meh. Maybe it'll continue up this, midnight or something tonight. And then tomorrow we'll see what happens. Thursday, we may get a little pump. Friday, blasting off with dolphins in space, fighting against the human race. I wonder if those dolphins have Bitcoin. Anyway, this has been, let me sign off one more time because I got to get good at it. I'm practicing with my little tiny microphone. Maybe I'll make a stick so I could just hold it. I know I got something around here I could use. Anyway, thank you for joining me on this Tuesday weekday edition of HODL Harmony, where the beat of the blockchain meets the rhythm of riches. Are you riding this crypto wave with me? Because look at it. Look at it. It's over there for me, but over here for you. Are you riding it? Because I'm riding it. I am so ready to ride. I might go ride my one wheel just to celebrate and just to get outside. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I've been Tom Durante, the maestro. And always, do the YouTube algorithm things. Like, subscribe, notifications, share, all of that good stuff. Thank you for joining me. Be kind to yourself. Be a good human to other people and other earthlings. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.